Hi, it's Mike D at downpeppertreelane.com. Please enjoy my store and my shop. I'm up in the mountains for the summer for a few days, and I thought it's appropriate because I want to take a look at Valentino, a deeper look at the movie star, but the man himself, actually. And he was something of a Renaissance man. We'll get into that. And he spent a lot of time in nature. So that's what I'm doing right now, following his lead. So I studied. There's no sound of him talking, but we have about 12 of his movies you can see, and there's a lot of pictures. And I started to look at what life was like in the 1920s. And there was a lot less technology, but people were very happy just to look at the big smiles on everyone's faces. They dressed really, really well. Valentino always had a nice outfit on, even if he was horseback riding, a very classy, or if he was at a dinner party and dressed in a nice tuxedo or a linen suit. And it's inspiring for me to go through my wardrobe and elevate my game and up my game, and for all of you as well. And there was a lot less technology, of course, just simple things like cameras and perhaps, electricity, they had lights, maybe a simple telephone. They would go to the movies, just silent films, a few times a week, and listen to the radio. And what they did is a lot of outdoor activities. Valentino rode horses. He would go on boat riding trips. They had these elegant old fashioned cars that maybe went around 30 miles an hour. They were probably a lot safer than the way we travel now, which is like a death sport in the freeways of LA. And he was a Renaissance man. He, like I said, he enjoyed being out with people. He spent a lot of time with kids and animals. He had dogs. He had even a tiger, a small tiger, as a pet. And as he became more successful, he had a house in Whitley Heights, which was a really nice part of Hollywood. And then he moved up to Falcon's Lair, and this just incredible Mediterranean mansion up in the hills. And there's a lot of pictures of Falcon's Lair, which is torn down now. But he was an antique collector, and he did not clutter his space, I noticed. He would just have really classy, masculine, like candelabras or a torch, or just really masculine decor and antiques, but not overcrowd the situation. So that's something that inspires me as well, to just get some nice pieces and let them shine. And he did a lot of hiking out in the woods all around. That was the Hollywood Hills at that time was very natural. And he was a very happy person. You can see it in his smile and his joy. And just to be, he had found a career. He was an excellent dance teacher, and he did exhibitions even before he was a movie star. So that was another one of his hobbies and talents as a Renaissance man. He would dance the tango, do exhibitions, be very well paid. And once again, this was before he even got into movies. So he was all set up to go with, he had many talents. He didn't like school much growing up. There's pictures of him at Falcon's Lair fixing his cars. He liked to go out and work on cars or fix up maybe furniture that was broken or things like that. He was very hands on and liked to do things himself. So he wasn't some mysterious guy from the movies. That was acting. That was during his, one or two films he would make throughout the year. Or actually, they cranked out a lot more back then. And he would always play an exotic chic or some just and some sort of exotic person. A lot of times he was the villain. If you watch the movie Cobra, he's plays an antique dealer, but he's trying to swindle people and stuff. And he does play the hero in a few movies toward the end of his life. But that was his persona on screen. Once he took off the makeup and the costumes, he was a European man. He dressed finely. He liked fine wines and coffees. He had European sensibilities. He was half French, half Italian, but seemed to be more on the Italian side. That's where he grew up anyway as a kid. And he brought that elegance and sensibility to the U.S. He wore jewelry. He would kiss men on the cheek. He was more in touch with his feminine side. He wasn't just all masculine. Like, I think Buster Keaton was the big star of the day, or Douglas Fairbanks, I believe. Sorry, Douglas Fairbanks. And he wasn't like comedy like Charlie Chaplin. He wasn't like that either. He was the modern European man, and women loved that sensitivity that he had. He slicked his hair back, used really cool gel, and just really took care of himself very well. I mean, yes, he did have a lot of personal problems. He had divorce. He went to jail. He was a crazy spender. I think he had a feeling he was going to have a short life, and he did have ulcers. And back then, they just wasn't antibiotics, and maybe he just knew they were going to do him in. And he did die of ulcers at the age of 31. He smoked like crazy. They all smoked back then. It was very elegant, but probably lung cancer would have caught up with him quickly. And he just passed away at his peak. So there's a lot to unpack with Rudolph Valentino. I've been watching his movies. I think they're more entertaining than a lot of the junk we have now. I'd rather watch a silent movie. Gloria Swanson worked with him. She was a very exciting, dynamic star, and she did, I think it's called Beyond the Rocks with him. And they lost the movie, but now they restored it and they found it. And it's a good idea to maybe not get so lost in technology. I know it's ironic. I'm posting this online, but I definitely have gone on a social media diet, and I only do what works for me. And I'm spending a lot more time in nature, developing more hobbies and crafts and things, and being taking care of my clothing and wardrobe and antiques and surroundings, and enjoying the beauty of life. And Valentino went to the beach a lot and would partake in beach parties and picnics and swimming. And there's a lot of joyful lessons to be learned about Valentino. He wasn't such a man of mystery after all. He was a hardworking, talented Renaissance man. I'll leave it at that. I'm Mike D. at Down Pepper Tree Lane. Please like and subscribe my work. Go to the website and shop my vintage store. Thank you.